What is up? What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Reliable Tech YouTube channel. If you're interested in more, accessories, watches, smartphones, camera gear, make sure you subscribe for more content. In today's video, I bought the Apple Watch Ultra 2 in 2025. Is it worth it? Should you get this over the 3? Should you get maybe the series, whatever number they're on right now? Why would you need an Ultra 2? And, what the difference is basically. All right, we're gonna get into the why, and I'll show you some accessories that I got for this Apple Watch Ultra 2. So yeah, basically I've been rocking the Apple Watch Ultra 2 that I recently just bought. I traded in the Series 10 that I had, and you could call it a downgrade, you could call it an upgrade in some aspect. They are very different watches, and it just depends on what you value in a watch. At the end of the day, a watch is just a watch. You need it to tell time, and I would like it to notify me so I can just quickly glance at like a name, who's calling, who's texting, and I use mine a lot for timers and alarms and stuff like that. So those are like basics of any smartwatch. So why did I pay the premium for an Ultra watch? Durability is basically what it is. It is really bright in outdoor usage. I work on rooftops. It's super sunny most of the time here in Texas. So those were all things that I had to take into account. Now, why did I not buy the 3 and I went with the 2? Price. I was not going to pay full $800 or $700 worth of those things that I mentioned in a watch. So typically what I've been doing lately, I have the iPhone 16 Pro. I have the Apple Watch Ultra 2. I have the iPad mini Gen 6. I have generation or 2 generation old, Apple products or anything, right? Like, you don't need the newest, flashiest phone, watch, computer, whatever it is, as long as it does what you need it to do. Now, there were a few differences as far as some things that I missed out on, which was a brighter display and battery life going from 36 hours to 42. It's not a huge jump, but not having to charge your watch in like 2 days might be nice. You get that LTPO3 display versus the 2 on the Apple Watch 2, Ultra 2. And what that does is it lets you have that animation for the seconds when it's on the always on display. When it's on dim, it's going to still show you the seconds depending on what watch face you have. It was a cool feature, especially the one that changed colors, but do I need it? Not really. I'm just quickly glancing at the time, and what I wanted was the always on display, which is why I got the Series 10 to begin with. Just because I could be laying on the floor, I could be working on something, and I just quickly need to glance at the time, and trying to shake it to wake it up was always very annoying. So that was the main differences. The newer Ultra 3 is slightly thinner at 12 millimeters, and you get that 5G and improved satellite connectivity on the newer watch versus 4G LTE and standard satellite. So take with it what you will. I don't even put service on these things. Like my phone is my phone. And the good thing is you can get a good deal on older devices, right? So this Apple Watch Ultra 2 is in pristine condition because it was basically new. It was just a generation old. So I got the black color. That was another reason that I waited, and I ended up getting the 2 versus when the initial Ultra came out. This one, like I said, was marked down to $650 when the other ones I think were only off $100. I don't know if it was because it came with this green strap, which is like their hook. It has like a buckle that loops in, which funny enough, I actually bought one from Best Buy that was basically the same band, but it was a Best Buy Essential or one of those. And, it did its job. You put it in, you have to strap it and then kind of find a loop that you like for the, for the fit. Just when you gotta charge it, you gotta make sure you open it all the way and take it, like slide it off and all that kind of stuff. So that's the only annoying part. But on my Series 10, I had to charge it basically every night, or remember at some point during the day to put it on the charger, because if not, I had a dead watch at work, which sucked. So this one I can get away with charging it at night, having a full day's worth, 24 hours, and then not worrying about it till the next day. So you do get that 36-hour battery life. In my opinion, you get a day and a half. So if you charge it at night, you don't have to charge it till 2 days later, basically. Bandletic sent over a watch band for us to try out. This is basically a buckle, and it's one of those heavy duty ones. See if I can take it out. Actually, it's magnetic, so that's cool. I'm gonna put this on the watch really quick. So it does have a Velcro for you to put the right fit on it, and it's gonna work like the other band where you can put it on like this and then tighten it down and Velcro in. I put it backwards. So you can put it in and then Velcro it to wherever you feel comfortable, but you also have this magnetic clasp that if you push on both sides, it comes off. And now you can charge it, and then when you're ready to put it back on, you just snap it on and you're good to go. Not super difficult. It does add a little bit of heft wherever you put the magnet. If you want to flip it over, have it on the back side. I just think this is the easiest part to, take it off, put it on the charger, and then carefully put it back on to make sure that you actually clasp it in place. Make sure it's locked. And I think that works relatively well. Now, this is the way I have my Ultra watch set up. I did realize on the other watches, and I do have like a Series 4 here to compare it to. This one I beat up really bad. It's all cracked. It's all scuffed and everything. That's why I had originally wanted to get a silver one if I did buy another regular Apple Watch here. But anyway, the crown, every time I lifted my wrist up, I would accidentally hit that button and make it do all sorts of things, right? So on this one, you do have like a guard basically around, and you're not supposed to accidentally hit it. And then you got that other action button on this side. But I opted on these watches, and I'm still doing it on the Ultra, to flip the display and have it as basically like, before I think you had to pick right or left, but you can just tell it what side you want the crown on. So I put it on the left side. That way, if I do push up against something or anything, I'm not hitting the crown. I'm not doing anything, like that. And my face here does pretty well. It does do the seconds when it's on. When it's in sleep mode, you can still see the time. I do have my timers, and I do like on the Ultra, which is funny because I had the Series 10, and the Series 10 actually had a bigger display by point something, but I could not get as many complications. So that was another reason that I bought an Ultra, even though it was a generation old, is to have more complications as far as my rings, battery, the weather is very important to me, and my alarms. So that's what I needed. And another cool feature, if you're using this as a content creator, is to be able to use this as a remote shutter for your iPhone. So I was using that a lot, setting the phone down and then walking away and hitting record. I would just highly suggest, if you're doing something with your hands, to back out of it, because you're gonna make it zoom in and out. I wish you could turn off the zoom, but that gets triggered very easily. So if you're gonna set it down and you're gonna hit record, back out of it, do what you gotta do to record. And then you can also just add the remote shutter as one of your complications here if you want it always accessible. All right, guys, make sure you go check out the link down below for this Bandletic Apple Watch band. It fits basically, what I do like on all the Apple Watches is that they kept the same contacts and connections. So you're able to use any of these bands, because even that other one, that I showcased that I bought from Best Buy that was like the knockoff of the Apple one. It was meant for an Ultra, and I used it on a Series 4. So if you want to go check this out, I think it's a really cool band. I'm already wearing it, and it feels way more comfortable. It has those orange accents that complement the Ultra watches quite nicely, especially if you have this black one color, and goes with it really well. It's super comfortable. You can adjust it because it's Velcro to any length, and then you can have it perfect every time because then you just have the latch to take it on and off. Much easier than trying to, you know, yank it off and all that kind of stuff. So make sure you go check out that link for this product right here. They sent it out, so thank you to them for giving me my favorite new band now. So I was really into these hook ones, so those are great too. Apple Watch bands are crazy expensive, so I was just gonna wear the green one until I figured out if I needed to buy a different style or just go to this old black one that I had if I wanted an all black look. So appreciate you guys for tuning in and listening to me talk about why I buy old generation products and devices. But I think if it's, I just couldn't see the value in like an $800 watch where I scored it for $650 plus a trade-in, brought it down to like $400, something like that. So I was like, yeah, at $400, I'll bite on a new watch. So that's just my opinion. I know some of you guys also share the same sentiment about, you know, saving a buck here and there. So like I said, if you guys are interested in more content like this, talking about budget-friendly, affordable accessories and devices, stay tuned, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys next time.